Beside the assassins and Templars fighting over the pieces of Eden and being aware of the existence of the first civilization, how it affected our society and culture, they are not the only ones who are aware of the true nature of the world. There is another group who is aware of this. That group basically worships the first civilization. This group is called the Instruments of the First Whale, but they're also sometimes called the Juno Cult. The Instruments, like I said, worship the first civilization like gods. It's a sort of a religion. The main goal is to bring the first civilization back from extinction so they can rule over mankind. In short to say, they believe the world is basically ruined by humans and we should submit to the first civilization. The Instruments believe that humans should listen to the masters, their creators. You can think of the Instruments as the Templar order, and while they both want control of humanity, the Templars see the first civilization more as a highly advanced race. Unlike the Instruments, who used to want the first civilization to rule over humanity, and not the humans. There are ranks among them in their cult, and often you see high-ranking members as sages. In short to say, sages are humans with a high percentage of first civilization DNA in their blood, that you don't see often. They have memories of Aida, the husband of Juno, locked in their heads. They believe so much in this ideology that they don't mind to end the lives of innocent people in the name of the first civilization. One example of this is in the modern day era when one of its members refused to give information on his cult and Juno to a Templar. And so he performed a suicide bomb attack so he wasn't able to give information to the Templars. In the explosion, over 100 people were killed in public, bringing the media involved, worrying the assassins and Templars. The Instruments also believe that the first civilization member, Juno, will make life and paradise for all, under her rule. And they don't even mind to insert themselves in a digital afterlife, think of it as a simulated life where they can live with Juno, their goddess. Members of this cult have infiltrated both Assassins and Templars, and exist mostly out of Assassins and Templars and members of the hackers group Erudito. Some of its members joined them out of fear, afraid if they didn't join them they will end up dead. The exact origin of this cult is unknown, but they have been in existence for a very long time though. As an example, in 1916 during the First World War, in England, London, a nurse was a member of this cult and obtained blood of individuals for unknown purposes in certain cubes. The assassin Lydia Fry of the British Brotherhood encountered the Instruments and a sage who was calling out to his beloved Juno while fighting the assassin.
My beloved calls to me. You will not keep me from her.
Just like in the past, they weren't a real big threat to the Assassins and Templars in the modern day era, but unknowingly to them, more people started to join them and infiltrating the other factions. In 2017, they were becoming a real big threat. At this point they were just basically an army, and they were finally able to bring back Juno. To finally put an end to the schemes, a small group of assassins joined forces with the Templar to defeat the uncommon enemy. They succeeded at defeating Juno and the Instruments, which led them to losing influence on the world and making their leadership fall apart. The last time we saw the Instruments of the First Whale was after the demise of Juno, when they were surrounded by Templar agents pointing their guns at them. At this moment in time, it is not known what happened to these Instruments or any other surviving members of their cult, but I doubt they will play an important role in the future because the leadership has fallen apart and Juno is presumably dead. I hope you enjoyed this short explanation video on who the Instruments of the First Whale are, and I hope you have a fun day or night wherever you are.